Hi.
Hey, we're back.
This time around, we want to talk about our involvement in NACCU and how we became volunteers and committee members, and maybe even encourage you to participate in a committee or at a NACCU conference yourself. So, Amy, what was your first foray into volunteering for NACCU?
My first conference was in New Orleans in 2015.
I want to say it's 15. I missed that one.
2015.
Mm-hmm.
And I came in as a new professional, semi-familiar with CARD, if you saw the last video, but not like a new manager. Like, I was a new manager. This is the first time I was really supervising staff, and so it was a really good experience. And after going to that conference, I took a year off from going and kind of just developed what I needed to do in my home office. And so when I was ready to come back to the conferences, I really wanted to get professional development. I wanted to be able to grow my skills, and I wanted to be able to share what had been working for me in the office and things I had changed and just all kinds of stuff. So I just really kind of wanted to share and impart knowledge, but I also wanted to get knowledge. And I'm not kind of a sit back person.
Mm-hmm.
So when they sent out the conference, when they sent out the committee sign up forms, I just decided to jump and said, okay, let's just do it. I've enjoyed the conference. I've learned a lot. I want to present. And I had presented and then was like, okay, let's go ahead and do this just wholeheartedly. And I was selected to go on professional development, which is a perfect fit. I'm so glad I got like my first choice where I wanted to be, because it's worked out to be great. And being on professional development, being able to connect with people at other universities, being able to have colleagues and put together training materials and being able to present every year, it's made me a better manager. It's made me better with my program. It's made me think about a lot of things and approach things from different angles. It's helped me a lot just in my job in general with confidence building, and not kind of losing that fear to go in and make that proposal or make that pitch or make that decision or get that approval. It's really, really just helped my confidence. And when I can hear other managers kind of saying, yeah, I do that too, or that approach has worked for me, or, well, I tried that, it didn't quite work, maybe tweak it this way. It helps to know that, okay, I'm on the right path. There's a lot of people who are doing the kind of same thing. And so that makes me happy. Like, okay, I'm all right. From a manager perspective, I'm on the right path. And then I get to learn all this new stuff.
Right.
And try to incorporate it back onto my home campus and into my office. And so it's just, I don't think I would have grown as much professionally without this experience. I think especially if you're a new manager or a recent manager to a program, getting involved with a committee really helps your confidence level.
Yeah, agreed.
Because you get to just interact with so many people, and on ProDev, we have folks that have been in this industry for decades, and the ability to just talk to them and bounce things off of them, because they've been through it all. When you've been doing CARD 10, 15, 20 years, they have been through everything, and they've been through all kinds of situations and changes and things. And so like their wisdom and their experience really helps, especially in those first couple years when you're trying to get your bearing of what's going on and what you want to do. And I would not be, as I think, where I'm at without having joined not just NACCU, but being specifically on a committee. It's been one of the best decisions, I think. And I'm just really grateful that I have been able to do so. It's been awesome. So I'm a huge advocate. Whatever committee it is you want to join one. It's worth it.
Yeah, I actually, I'm also on the professional development committee with Amy, and this podcast and these videos have been an initiative of ours. We have a lot of other initiatives too, and we'll talk about that in a second. But my first NACCU was in 2012, and I was very overwhelmed, but it was a great experience. And I think it took me a little bit longer to get involved because I took a break. I missed two conferences, 2014 and 2015, to have my little Miss D. So hey, Diana from Mommy. But once I got back into it, I was like, I really want to help. And I met with Joran, and we talked on the phone, and we really felt that professional development was a good fit for me. I can't speak enough to what you said about making the connections, because not only are you doing work for NACCU by being a volunteer on a committee, but you're also getting, resources for your own campus and resources for your own professional development. So it's been an excellent opportunity for me. Not only do I serve on the professional development committee, but I've also volunteered at conferences just to help out, scanning people into meals, greeting people, moderating sessions, which is needed for every session of the conference.
I love moderating sessions.
Moderating sessions is great. You're scanning people in, you're introducing the speaker. It's really easy way to get involved, but at the same time, it makes such an impact for NACCU because it's really necessary. And I think, the simple fact that this whole conference is put together by a staff of 5 people and all volunteers is absolutely amazing.
Yep.
So NACCU is an excellent organization. Like we said, we're on the Professional Development Committee. I'm the chair currently, and I'm very honored to have that position. We have done some great work. The Professional Development Committee developed the SAGs. For those of you who aren't familiar, that's the standards and guidelines. They've also developed the campus profile. And just recently, we released our the primer guide.
Primer guide for new employees. So if you are trying to put together material for onboarding quickly, trying to get your new employees acclimated to what a CART environment is, and you don't want to hand them this huge manual or you don't have any material, it's a template that you can use to get that started. It covers just about everything that we could possibly think of that you find in a CART office in very small, succinct sections so that you can get someone up to speed very quickly. It's a good resource for them. They're not paging and paging and paging through the larger manuals. It really kind of gets them hitting the ground running when they start in your office. Gives them a good interview basis. Not enough coffee, folks. And some people have started using it as a basis for an office manual. So there's a lot of different ways that you can take it, but the primer guide has been great. We've updated it now for this conference. So the second update for it is in the vault, which is behind the member login.
Right, and actually I was taking notes when we presented about it the other day, and I was taking notes, and I think there's a few other sections, or at least pieces that we can add to it. And like we said, it's a basics. It's not in-depth, how to run a report, step 1, step 2, step 3. It's very basic overview, basic stuff that people need to know just in general when they're working in a CART office.
And then Kim and her crew just did a new resource that ProDev has done, which is a one-sheeter of basic information to explain what a CART office does based on who you need to talk to. So they're very beautiful. I saw them for the first time yesterday in the presentation, and the person on the committee who was doing the graphics, they look fantastic. And they're tailored to your audience. So if you're talking just to someone in general about what you do in a CART office, if you're talking to a senior administrator about what your CART office does or may need, and there's a few other audience sheets that are going to be in there. So they're in their final phases. Those will also be posted in the vault when they're finished. So we were trying to create resources for you all. So if there's something that you're stuck on trying to explain or talk about, or a subject that you think we could do from professional development that will help you, post in the comments. Let us know.
Yes, please. We always are developing further all of our resources.
We really want to know what's going to help you the most. Same thing for these videos. Content that you want us to cover, sessions that you loved that you would like to hear more about or hear people on the podcast. Put it in the comments for us so we know what to do for you guys. This is for you all.
Absolutely. And with that, we want to encourage you to be a member of a committee. I think what we've been told with telling people is that it's about an hour to an hour and a half commitment per month. It's not a lot of time, but you make a huge impact. So the committees that are looking for volunteers this year are the Awards Committee, Corporate Relations, Membership, Professional Development, come join us, the Technology Research Committee, and the Volunteer Development Committee. So all of them are looking for folks. All of them are interested in having you join, and you can get out of it just exactly what we did. There's a lot of great opportunities for you to be involved. And so we have some people that are just walking by and making faces at us. So this is quite an interesting setup we got going on here. So I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about how we're involved in NACCU, how you can get involved in NACCU. It's just, I can't say enough good things about the camaraderie, the professional development you get from NACCU has been absolutely excellent. So if you are, you're new to this field, your school's considering being a member, you haven't been to a conference yet, I highly recommend taking the chance.
So thanks for watching part number 3. We're going to do 1 or 2 more of these from the exhibit hall before it's done for the morning. Stop on by, make faces at us, as some folks just did, or catch us off camera, ask us some questions, put some stuff in the comments that you want us to cover, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Thanks.
Bye.